Hello, this is Jackson Koenig, and I will be reviewing the 1962 World War II epic, The Longest Day. Um, I'm going to go off of a few topics, and will be the plot, the acting, the effects, the historical accuracy of the movie, the enjoyability, and I'm going to tell you my ranking. So, first of all, I'm going to start off with my ranking. I gave it a 6 out of 10, and I'm going to explain this throughout. So, starting off with the plot, The Longest Day, the most interesting thing about it to me was the variety we see from it, and all around it doesn't follow a single hero, and it gives you a great outlook on the Normandy invasion on June 6th. So the Allied High Command, we see them like weighing weather reports and making risky decisions to form the operation. French resistance and sabotage, like communication disruption. It's it's very intriguing to me. Um, we also get to see like contrary to that, like the other side of it, like German high command, like how commanders like Rommel like struggle with like complication with communication, and it affects how the situation plays out on the day of the battle. Um, Obviously, by the end of the movie, the Allies have the upper hand in Normandy and sets foot for liberation in France. Next topic, the acting. This is a great lineup. John Wayne, you got Richard Todd, Henry Fonda, and my favorite, Paul Anka, because Paul Anka is a singer and I love his music. So, um, the worst part about having these actors is that their characters are so good. If one of them dies, it's heartbreaking. So, John Wayne, Lieutenant Colonel Vandervoot, like perfect. Loved it. And the German officers are actually played pretty well as well. So I really like that as well. So overall, the acting is pretty professional and it's solid. So that's one of the reasons my ranking was more than it. I, I feel like it would have been less if it wasn't for the acting making up for it. Um, the effects for like a movie from the 60s, I thought the effects were really impressive. It is black and white cinematography, and it kind of added like more of like a documentary feel to it, and like watching it makes me feel like I'm watching like a documentary story rather than a movie. But it's 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 very clear, the effects, and I think the battle scenes, I thought the effects were like really well, and to like a more modern audience like me, it's more appealing because like gunfire and explosions, like most people may find it like tame today, but I thought it was really well with what they did, being in the 60s. Um, Historical accuracy. So the longest day is based on Cornelius Ryan's nonfiction book, and it sticks very close to like the actual documented events, like the capture of Pegasus Bridge and the pure chaos of paratrooper drops. So some details in the story are like compressed, but you can't fit an entire invasion in a 3 hour movie. So it's hard to really put together the full story of what happened, but the simplification, it still comes through and works. But overall, I would see this as one of the best war films, which personally I don't rank war films high because they're not as appealing to me. But if you made a ranking of war films, this would be good for me because I like the accuracy, even if it's simplified. Um, the enjoyability, and this is where I'm mixed. I like the scale of the movie. I like the acting. It's impressive, but sometimes like watching it, I feel super distant. But I guess that's just because like my perception with war movies. But the combat scenes, they're intense, and but like compared to like something like Saving Private Ryan, it's not as like gory or like bloody, but that's what people look for in war films. And I feel like I didn't get that from this movie, and that's what made me feel so distant. I didn't feel as realistic, so it's hard to get like the real dramatic feeling of what went down on that day. It's that's what weighed down my ranking. So overall, I think the movie deserves its credit for the ambition it put forward. It's authentic and it's visually striking, being something from the 1960s. So um, that, and it's pretty historically respectful, and I think it's worth seeing. It's definitely an experience. Um, I would recommend it, but overall, that's pretty good. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this review. Um, Adios.